Well, hello all. It's day 5 of my camping Feast of Tabernacles 7-day camp out. It's not very windy today, so I've got my little gas stove. I'm going to make a lovely omelette. Let's see if we can get this gas to light. There we go. Got some oil in the pan. We don't want too much, so let's throw some out. Just want to smear on the bottom. I've got eggs, and I've cut up some mushrooms and garlic, which I'm going to put in there. So let's cook the mushrooms and garlic. As I say, it's lovely. There's no wind today, so that can cook up. So I've been thinking about this concept of faith. Why is it that God puts so much emphasis on faith? Faith is such a arbitrary thing to focus on. I mean, faith is called the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's if you can't see something, what's the evidence that you have for that something? So let's just take it. You're in love with somebody, and you absolutely in love with them. And then let's just say jealousy comes into the equation. Let's say you're jealous. So you start to look at that person talking to somebody else, and you start to think, I wonder if they love me as much as they say, or I wonder if they're going to be faithful to me. Jealousy can ruin a marriage. If the people don't have faith in each other, that this person's going to be your faithful, loving partner forever, and you don't have faith in what they say, and you're now doubting them, and now you're starting to, every time they go out, you want to know where they've been, who did you talk to, what did, this lack of trust, or suppose you don't hear from them for a while. Do they love me? Do they still love me? Is our relationship imploding? So that's faith when it comes to, let's say, human relationships. So what I'm going to do while this is cooking, I'm going to crack 2 eggs and just beat them up to get ready to put on top of the mushrooms. So let's just take it that God also requires us to have faith. We must believe that He's good, that He's always good, and even when the circumstances seem to, say the circumstances, you've got a problem and God doesn't seem to be coming through for you. Has God suddenly become an evil God, a not so good God? God wants you at all times to believe in Him, trust in Him, have faith that He is the good God that He says He is. And He puts an enormous amount of store by it. If you take the ancient Israelites, they came out of Egypt, they went through the Red Sea. Then they had a few difficulties. They ran out of water, the water was bitter, or they saw their enemies in the land of Canaan. They wanted to turn back, go back to Egypt. They didn't have this enduring belief that God would be there for them. It's sort of like in a relationship, do you have this enduring belief that that person will be there for you? Say you don't hear from them for an hour or two. Ooh, do they love me still? Do they care about me? Or in a marriage, if after a while it just, you start to doubt every time they go out, are they having an affair? So, look, if they're having an affair, you'll find out about it. And then you can then it's over. But why do you have to live your whole life in this constant fear that somebody is having an affair and is cheating on you, and so now you're always suspicious and you're always checking up, and it just makes for a miserable life. So the same thing, I think, so let's pour this egg in. I think the same thing applies with God. You got to live for eternity with God. I mean, you better decide that He is a good God, and that He says He changes not. So your circumstances may change, and you may think, because your circumstances have changed, that you may think, oh, I'm in this trouble, I'm in this predicament, and God doesn't seem to be coming through for me at this very moment that I would like Him to. He seems to delay. Look, God has got a record of last minute coming through and saving people. That's the way God operates. That's how He tests our faith. Are we going to just become all unbelieving just because God doesn't come through immediately for us? So I'm putting some black pepper on. That's quite a lot of black pepper. Let's just show you. There is our omelette cooking. It's quite low heat. And we've got the egg, the cheese, the mushrooms, everything in there. That's going to be pretty delicious, I think. It would help if we had a flame. I think the flame just got a little bit too low. So now it's back on and steaming again. So, I mean, Israel didn't have a relationship of trust in God. And you can see why in modern Christian times, God is seeking a people of faith, people who believe that He is good, He's always good, He always will be good, and every time it appears that God is distant and the people don't just implode, collapse like a deck of cards or fall apart like a cheap suit. So God puts an enormous amount of emphasis actually on faith. I'm going to keep moving this around to different areas of the pan so that it'll cook evenly. So I think that is how Israel tested God by constantly asking themselves, is the Lord for us or against us? Is the Lord for us? And they continually doubted it. It's the same thing, as I say, in a human relationship. You're going to put a lot of stress and strain on that relationship if you can't settle it in your mind that this person you love or rely on or whatever loves, cares, and is devoted to you like they say they are. So this is cooking up nicely. It's just got around. I don't really have a thing to turn it over very well. So we're going to just kind of mush it up. Just to and that should be almost good enough now. I don't know if I have I think a teaspoon somewhere around here that I can use to eat with. Where is that elusive teaspoon? Right, so that's done. So, yum yum, look at that. It's the black pepper and the garlic that make all the difference. And the mushrooms. that is just so delicious. I must say, camping, you hear all the birds in the morning. At about 5 in the morning this morning, I heard a spotted eagle owl calling, hoo, hoo. What's it called? Hoo, hoo. Hoo, whip, hoo. Hoo, whip, hoo. So I checked the call and I asked ChatGPT what bird or what owl goes hoo, whip, hoo. Hoo, whip, hoo. And they said a spotted eagle owl. I listened to the call. Yeah, it's a spotted eagle owl. This omelette is delicious. Can't tell you how nice it is. Nice cooking in no wind. Lovely hearing the birds. Lovely thinking, having the time thinking about things like faith. You've got to have faith in people. And you've got to be faithful. You've got to be faith worthy. You can't let people down and then ask them, well, why don't you have faith in me? If you always arrive late and you wonder why they don't have faith that you're going to be on time. So we have to be faith worthy. And what you value, you attract. So if you value someone, you're going to attract them. It's just a fact of life. If you can see the good in people, if you can look for it and find it, everyone has got good points that you can look for and find. If you don't value people, you're going to chase them away. So faith is, you see the good in that person, you believe in the good in that person. The evidence is, I'm not hearing from them, but faith is the substance of things hoped for. If you have a positive belief in something, a belief in a positive outcome, this person, when I see them again, they're going to love me, and you're going to be the same, you'll be very attracted and attractive to that person. Because you will value them. You will not be sitting there doubting and undervaluing and saying, I'm not sure about this person. I don't trust when they're away that they're going to love me or be there for me or whatever. So that's what happens with for this morning.